Growing up, I have always been into sports. I have played sports since I could first walk, and wasn't hesitant to try out many different sports. As a child, I mainly focused on basketball, baseball, and soccer. I played football for a few years once I grew out of soccer, but eventually stopped playing that too. By the time I reached high school, I was only playing basketball and baseball. I played on numerous travel and AAU teams in attempts to better my game and hope for a chance at playing at the next level. It is difficult to balance my schoolwork with my athletics at first, but I eventually made it routine and thrived in both. I played varsity for a couple of years and eventually realized that I would take a different path towards college, just playing on my own and not for a school. Contrasting what I chose, some high school athletes chose to play and take athletic scholarships in college. At Maryland, there are multiple men's and women's sports teams, but just recently, 8 of those teams were cut to alleviate a multi-million-dollar deficit in the athletic department. So what happens to those players who are offered free tuition to play here? What about their academic needs? Can they continue to play elsewhere? These are all common questions being asked. The correct term for these athletes is student athletes. But where does the student part fit in? Do we only want them here for their athletic abilities? Or do we also value their academics? Once the teams are cut, it will be interesting to see what else unfolds, and whether the university allows these athletes to continue with their scholarships, even though they aren't playing the sport anymore. The way student athletes are treated needs to be changed. Since the word student comes first, it should be valued first and beforehand, and then, and only then, the athlete part can be valued. This could potentially solve the conflict, regardless if teams are ever cut again. There needs to be a better balance between the student and the athlete. If we are going to serve our athletes well, with top-notch coaches and trainers, and give them some of the best facilities, we should also ensure that they get the job done in the classroom and maintain a high GPA. If we can change this, we will be on our way to reaching peace and justice. Along with student athletes, it is good to have balance in other parts of our lives, such as managing our time correctly, or deciding when to work and when to play. We also must have physical and spiritual balance in our lives. We need to balance our mind with our bodies and use the two together effectively. When working with others, we must balance our efforts to produce the best outcome possible. Balance is key so that we don't favor one side over the other, or we will tip over. We must balance our friendships and our relationships, and balance family with friends. Too much of one thing is bad, so it is good that we get a dose of both sides. Overall, the balance between student and athlete is a crucial one, and one that must be rearranged in order to see success. But we must not have balance just in school and in sports, but in everything that we do in life.